can't come. Recording Warrior Hour number 3. Hey guys, by the way, also I have been uploading them to YouTube and I've been posting them over in the challenge group. But you can click on it and it'll take you to YouTube, and you're more than welcome to share these videos with anybody and everybody you think that maybe could use it. Okay, feel free to share that video and say like, hey, I've been joining these Warrior Hours, something my coach does. You're more than welcome to watch the replay. If you ever want to jump in, let me know. I'll get you the link, and you're more than welcome to share the link as well. Like, I feel like it would be like, I don't know, against my morals if I ever said like you had to be part of the challenge group or you had to be one of my coaches. Like, that just doesn't feel right to me, because I feel like some of the people that need the most help are the people that have not joined us yet. You guys at least get the challenge group, or you guys at least get the workouts, or something like that. You guys are already kind of maybe a little bit in our mindset, but there are so many women out there that are just sitting by themselves, and that breaks my heart. It really does. It breaks my heart knowing that there are friends of ours sitting out there not getting this, and so and there might be somebody in your mind that pops in your mind right now that you're like, man, she needs this, and so I would really, really urge you to take that time to invite them here. Okay, imagine if we all brought one more person, so there's 10, 15 girls on here, something like that. Imagine if that could be 20 to 30 girls on here getting this kind of support, and all you have to do is step out of that fear, feel that fear of like offering it or asking somebody to join you on this, and doing it anyway, and saying, I know it may be awkward, I know this is probably a little weird, but I'm sending you this link, or I'm sending you this video because I noticed you were struggling. Or even if you're not struggling, I don't want you to start struggling, so I want you to keep in the same headspace. I've been doing these videos, or I've been joining this Warrior Hour my coach or my friend or my cousin is doing, and and here it is. If you feel up for it, check it out. If you want to know more, I'll get you the link. It doesn't have to be it can be very casual, but also, you guys, I think of it as we're just looking out for our fellow girls. Okay, like, to be honest, like, it's not about like, oh, we're trying to get you to join a team, or oh, I'm trying to get you to like buy something. I'm like, no, you need support. Like, bottom line, you need support. That's literally all it is. One of my best friends is an RN. He's actually works in Cincinnati, and him and his girlfriend are both RNs. And I was talking to him, and I was like, hey, how are you guys doing? What's going on? How's Heidi? I was like, I care about you, but I really want to know how your girlfriend's doing. And he's like, why? I was like, well, does she have any other support other than just like the nurses around her, or like the hospital? And he was like, not really. Because he was telling me that she was like kind of upset. She was just getting really her anxious and anxiety. And I was like, well, does she have any support? And I was like, just send her this video. I like sent her the Warrior Hour to the first day. I was like, I don't know if she'll watch it. I was like, but support is so important. I was like, even if it's not from me, from somebody. I was like, if she needs to talk to somebody, tell her she can reach out to me, somebody that doesn't know anything about what she's, or anybody, maybe somebody like completely disconnected from her normal people, or I just think of it as like, you guys, it's my job to just help people. Like, as a coach, it's my job to help people. And so if I can help you guys help people, then to me, that's like me being able to work without actually doing all the work, like, I think of it as like maybe you guys are like my disciples, like out helping people, like, like if I could help you guys learn and get in the right headspace, then the first thing I would love for you guys to do is reach down and grab that next person. Okay, reach down and grab that next person who needs this, or needs you. Maybe they can't come to Warrior Hour, maybe they don't want to, but how can you specifically help them through what you've learned here already? Okay, so if and I always think, you guys, too, like, if I'm not in the right headspace, or maybe I'm struggling myself, sometimes helping somebody else makes me feel so much better. Like, reaching out or pouring into somebody else sometimes makes me just kind of brightens my mood. It brings a smile to my face to bring a smile to somebody else's face. So maybe it's Gavin on the phone and just laughing and being silly, or maybe it's sending them videos, maybe it's encouraging them, maybe it's just listening, you know. All of this stuff can really, really help the people connected to us. Yes, Dad. You want to say hi to the girls?
But after your workout, me and Papa, and you're going to stay here and we're going to drive and do stuff.
Okay, I doubt you're driving to do anything, but apparently I gotta stay here though. He's like, you're staying here. We're going driving. I'm like, yeah.
I don't want you to come.
I know.
You just sit.
Oh, thank you.
And I don't want you to sit.
I don't want you to get sick either. He goes, you can't come. You're gonna get sick. Who knows? So I really wanted to express the importance today of how can we help more people, you know? How can we extend that hand down to the next girl that's struggling? Maybe if it is, you know, just sending them a little message, or, you know, saying, hey, do you need maybe send them a little toy for their kids if their kids are struggling or they're struggling, or, you know, offer to do a little Zoom with them. You know, you guys can do this for free. And things like that. So it's just ideas just to get you guys spinning, because there might be a time you might be like, I don't know anybody. But then maybe 2 days down the road, you might see somebody message or post on Facebook that they're struggling. Or you might talk to somebody that seems like they're struggling. And there's going to be a moment in your mind where you go, ooh, should I reach out to them? Ooh, should I say something?
Where's the laundry?
The laundry is in our. Just go deal with Papa, please. Like, there's another adult in the house. Give me a second. Let me close this door. Okay. And so you might not know of somebody right now. You might not have a person in mind that you can help or something like that. But I think sometimes when I just mention it now, then maybe a couple days down the road, you might see somebody, right, that posts, or you're talking to somebody and they're really struggling, and you're thinking, I really think that they could use Warrior Hour, but I'm like afraid to tell them. Or, man, I really think they should listen to that Rachel Hollis video that we listened to the other day. And I'm like, I don't even know how to suggest it to them, right? That's like the hardest part, is being like, I think you need help, but I don't exactly know how to offer you the help, right? And so that's what I would love to kind of maybe just discuss, is like some ideas of how to help people, you know, because, you know, I don't want to say that like we're all in a good place, because I'm sure that we all struggle with our own things and our own stuff, but we're making the effort to at least put an hour a day to be better. And so I don't think that like we're, you know, above anybody, but we're trying. Okay. We're putting that effort in, which I can say hands down, I see a lot of people not even doing that, not even putting an hour of effort in to keep their mind right, you know? And that is scary, because if they're already not in the right mind 3 weeks in, imagine 3 months from now, you know? That could be very devastating. And then, bye, Allison. Love you. Have a good breakfast. And so, you know, I just think of it as like, if we could save even one person, you guys, one person from self-destruction, like, it was worth reaching out to them. Okay. How many people I reach out to that don't message me back? All the time. Literally all the time, you guys, all the time. I message people, but you know what? If they read it, I'm like, well, I can at least see you read it. You read it, you know? Maybe they didn't want to message me back right away. Maybe they were busy. Maybe they forget. Maybe they are intimidated. Maybe they are fearful of what I'm going to say again. You know, who knows why? Maybe they don't like me. Who knows? I don't know. I always usually kind of assume that I'm intimidating, because I can be a pretty intimidating person, I guess. Like, if you just follow me on social media and you don't like come and meet me, or some way like hear me talk for a long term, you realize I'm like a normal person. But I've had people tell me that I was intimidating, and I was like, don't be intimidated by me. I'm just healthy, okay? Like, it's nothing to be intimidated by. I'm just a healthy person. Like, I'm not, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I always want to say is like, I'm just healthy. Like, that's it. Nothing to be intimidated by. And I always tell people, I'm like, you have the opportunity to be and do exactly what I do. You know, you just have to be willing to do the work, you guys. 4 years ago, I was willing to do the work. You know, that's where it all started. That's when I was like, ooh, I got a lot of changes to do. Okay. And I still feel like I have a lot of changes to do. I still feel like I have a lot of growing to do. That's why I love coming and listening to videos with you guys, because even if I've listened to the videos before, maybe it's been a year ago, I'm in a different headspace right now than I've ever been in my life. You know, this is a totally different and new experience. So I could listen to something old or something new and get totally different, you know, response from it in my own brain. So we're constantly learning. It's like being seasonal. Yes, yes. Not the right time. Yes, I was reading that really fast because I didn't want it to disappear before it went away. I wish there was like a chat bar on the side that I could just like see people's chats all the time, like, you know, like a little chat room on the side, because if not, I have to click into the chat separately, which is kind of annoying, Zoom. um but I agree, yes, they're seasonal. So maybe somebody, you know, was fine 3 months ago, but now they're in like a really super dark place and now they need your help more than ever. You know, I know some of you guys aren't coaches, and that's totally fine. That doesn't mean you can't help people. That doesn't mean you can't reach out to people. I'm just priming you guys for coaches. But you guys, that's where we all start. Just so you guys know, if you're not a coach of mine right now or anything like that, right where you guys are at is where I started. You know, just wanting to help myself, help my own mentality, help maybe my family's mentality, get myself healthy. Apparently that was like a really tongue twister for myself this morning. And then I was like, you know, hey, I'm doing all this stuff. And people started asking me what I was doing, or people started noticing what I was doing. And I was like, well, you can do it too. And I just started sharing videos. I started sharing my workouts I was doing. I started sharing the meal plan I was doing. And then people started to say, hey, thanks. And they started joining me, and we started, you know, kind of creating a bond. And then we created the whole Warrior Women. And now we have a team on top of teams that, you know, ripple effect out into people all over. And to me, I'm like, when I got a taste of like what it was like to affect somebody who affected somebody who affected somebody in a positive way, all I want to do is continue that. Like, it feeds my soul. Like, it makes me sleep very well at night. If that, you know, like for a job, I get to affect people in a positive way. Like, I will take that any day. And I think all of my coaches would probably vouch for that as well, is like, once you get to help one person become happier, lose that weight, become healthier, anything like that, like, there is no better feeling than helping someone find themselves again, or watching them succeed, or supporting them through their success. And so even if you're not a coach, you guys, you have the opportunity to help somebody. Yes.
Can we go and check the mail?
No, we can't check the mail, dude. I'm talking.
It's not my item!
Go. It's not here yet, but we haven't even ordered it yet. We were gonna order some stuff from Amazon, but it's like still sitting in the cart. He's like, can we go check the mail? Is it here yet? I was like, Amazon Prime 1-day shipping was a thing of the past. Like, it's 2-day shipping now, I think, but I haven't even ordered it. No. No, Derek. No. He's going anyway. He's going to check the mail. I can see the mailbox from here, so don't worry, guys. He's all right. Oh, goodness. But so I think that maybe we just take today when we get off the meeting and say, like, who needs a little love? Who needs a little positive message? Who needs maybe some of this development and growth that I have had? who could use that, you know? So maybe as you're looking throughout the day or the weekend, it's like, who could use you? You know, where could you be useful right now? Maybe that's, if you're a coach, maybe that's your challengers, maybe that's your other coaches. If you're, you know, just somebody coming onto the Warrior Hour from like a challenger standpoint, maybe it's part of your family. Maybe you could make a phone call to your grandma. Maybe you could reach out to a friend and say, hey, do you need anything? Or do you want to talk? I was listening to a video. Maybe you need this, you know, call a cousin. Yes. You never know. And you never know that person you reach out to. I always say follow your intuition as well. Kind of same as what I was saying this morning of like, sometimes I just pick videos to listen to because I just feel like they pulled me to it for some reason. So follow your intuition on a person that you think needs you. And then there's going to be a moment where you go, ooh, maybe I shouldn't reach out to them. No, not them, not them. And I'm going to tell you to stop yourself right there, feel that fear, and do it anyway. Okay? Because to me, like, nobody's going to be like, oh my God, how dare you check in on me? Okay, you know what I mean? Like, if they were, then they're probably not a friend, or like, you know what I mean? So pick somebody that maybe you're in a little bit of your comfort zone, or somebody you maybe already know. You could always start there. Or if you just happen to be scrolling and you see somebody really struggling on your feed, just like reach out to them and say, hey, you know, I'm struggling too, and I saw that you were struggling, and so I just wanted to let you know that you're going to be in my thoughts today. I'm going to send a little positive prayer for you, or a little positive vibes for you. And I just want you to know that we're going to get through this. You know, like just something to uplift somebody. Because I'm going to tell you right now, the moment you outreach to uplift somebody else, you're going to get little butterflies in your stomach, and you might get like a little smile on your face, and you're going to feel pretty good about it. Because I know I do every single time. Every single time or even like today, I said I woke up late, I got my coffee, I kind of sat down, and I was like, all right, warrior hour. I was like, focus, you know? But then as soon as I saw your guys' faces start hopping on, I was like, there they are. Yay. How are we? You know, like I instantly get excited to see you guys. I instantly, you know, bring my energy up because I'm just excited to help and inspire and motivate. And I just think it's like, you guys need me too, you know, like snap out of it, Jen, get your shit together. You know, you're here, we're here, let's do this. And so I want that same thing for you guys. So when you jump off here, look for somebody that you could help today. Look for somebody that you could reach out to and maybe make a difference, even something small in their lives. And I bet it's going to make you feel pretty good too. Okay. So that's my little task for you guys today. That's my, I don't know, my goal, my assignment for you guys today. I was like, what's the word I'm looking for? All right, so I've got a video. Let's listen to that. It's a short one, or I've got two. I'll see how long the second one is. The first one's short, but I think it's going to be good. Oh, wait, actually, I'm already on this one. So let me play this one first before I lose it.
We hear it over and over from investors.
Advertisement.
I wish I had bought Amazon or Netflix when they were first.
The longer I live.
Okay, they're both short. Perfect. So this one's only 3 minutes long, so I'll play this one first. Make sure you get a pencil and paper out. Maybe take some notes or write down something that sparked your interest. I'll do the same. And then I'm going to go ahead and play the videos back to back. So make notes, and then we'll just chat afterwards and see what we can pull from it, see what we can get from it, maybe see how it affects us today or what we can apply to today. Sound good? Awesome. All right, here we go.
The more I realize the impact of attitude on life. It's more important than facts. It's more important than money, than circumstances, than failures, than success. It's more important than what other people think or say or do. It's more important than appearance or skill. Attitude will break your company. It'll break your home. It'll break your marriage. It can break a church. The remarkable thing is we have a choice every day regarding the attitude we're going to embrace for that day. We cannot change our past. We cannot change the fact that people around us are going to act in a certain way. We cannot change the inevitable, what's going to happen in the future. The only thing we can play on is the one string we have, our attitude. Life is 10% of what happens to us and 90% of how we react to it. You can't always control what happens around you, but you can always control what happens within you. You can always control your attitude. The decisions you make right now is up to you. Take full ownership of your time, of your mind, of your day. Nobody owes you anything, and nobody is going to do it for you. You have to do it yourself. This is your life. This is your responsibility to make it happen. Your life matters. What you do in your life matters. You were born to do something great with your life. You were put here for a reason, which is to make a difference in the world, which is to change your own family's tree, which is to do something great with your life. I promise you were put here for that, in little ways and in big ways. And the actions of your life will echo into eternity. The question is, will that echo for you be a whisper into eternity or a roar? And you get to decide based on the actions you take every day in your life, whether the life of you, whether it had a big meaning and it roars into eternity, or whether you play small and you just whisper into eternity. You get to choose that. There's something in you that says, I'm not going to focus on the general economy. I want to focus on my personal economy. There's something in you that says the most dependable hand in the world is the one at the end of your wrist. There's something in you that says always strive to get on top in life because it's the bottom that's overcrowded. You are different. You have greatness within you.
Is that kind of hard for you guys to hear? A little bit. I just figured I didn't realize it had that much music. Sometimes the music and the voices don't transfer sometimes through the microphone as well. Just for future reference, I guess, for myself even. But okay, so then this one, I did get a quote out of it though, so that was good. Okay. So this is Lisa.
It's a life of hustle and survival.
Okay. You guys ready?
It's a life of hustle and survival. I remember when my ninth grade teacher asked me, Lisa, what do you want to be when you grow up? And see, I have to fight the Harlem for 30s every day to get home from school, so I looked at her and said a lie. I took an English class, I got a fail in English. And my English teacher said in front of the entire class, Lisa, you have to be the weakest writer I've ever met in my entire life. Don't worry, my story is good. Don't feel sorry for me. I got 7 under my belt. And then the same year, my speech teacher said, after giving me a D-, I knew I had an A in speech. Like, come on. He obviously didn't agree with me. He gave me a D- and said, quote unquote, Miss Nichols, I recommend you never speak in public, that you get a desk job. So here's the beauty of that story. Other people's perception of you ain't none of your business. Everything you've ever been through, sat through, rolled through, cried through, prayed through, everything is a setup for your next best season. And the way you forgive the perceivably unforgivable, the way you love the perceivably unlovable, the way you accept what seems to be unacceptable, the way you embrace after you've been betrayed, the way you do that is the way you will lead us. Your life belongs to everyone who'll be bold enough and obedient enough to let your light shine. Yes, 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 yes. And every time you cross someone's path and they can't handle your light, you know those people that they try to give you reasons why you should tone it down a bit. That they would tell Cheryl not to sing so loud. Right. They would tell me to shut up in class. They tell you you kind of strange. You know those people, dream snatchers, vision busters. Don't be mad at them. They can only love you to the capacity in which they're able to love themselves. Don't be mad at them. Don't be mad at them. Pray for them. Love them. Because they're dealing with themselves like we're dealing with us. But I want you to remember that your 70 watts has to be turned way up. Because you got way more to give us. It ain't over yet. Don't put a period where God put a comma. And when you turn it up to 100 and you turning it up, you stop dimming your light. You say today is the first day of the rest of the life. You turn it up. You're gonna find people that can't handle your light. And before today, you might have dimmed your light. You might have shrunk a little bit. You might have tempered it down a little bit. But after today, I want you to see this. After today, turn the lights up. After today, you don't dare dim your light. As your light gets brighter, you're going to disrupt some people, and they're going to tell you your light's too bright, your light's too bright, your light's too bright, your light's too bright. Then you just look at them and say, well, I'm not dimming my light. I'm just going to hand you some shade. I'm just saying, why don't you start carrying around an extra pair of shades?
So I don't know if you can really hear her over the clapping at the end, but she was like saying, like, so when people say like, you're too much, like, have you guys ever been called too much? Because I get called too much all the time. So people always think I'm too much, and I'm like, well, you know what? Sorry about you. But like, so she say like, if you're ever called too much, that's like saying like you're shining too bright, like you have too much light. And she's like, well, you guys better put on some freaking sunglasses, because I am not dimming my light for a second because you think I'm too bright. Because there are tons of people out here that need me exactly like I am, you know? And that's what it's all about. And like, not too much, it's just overflowing. Yes, exactly. Like, I am not too much. I just pour into myself so my glass can overflow into y'all. Like, that's what too much is. I'm too much because I need to overflow, because I want to pour into you guys, you know? And so don't get mad at people because their cup is empty, okay? Teach them how to pour into their own cup. Take them under your wing and say, you know what? You can be too much too. You can be too bright too. If you just believe in yourself, care about yourself, and maybe if you stop looking at me like I'm doing something wrong and you just join me, you'd realize that you have a really bright light in you too, and that it could really help a lot of people as well. And so, so let me back up just a little bit. I love this quote, you guys. Other people's opinions of you is none of your business. Like, it doesn't matter, okay? Because here's the thing. If you put yourself out there like what you think people want to see, excuse me, then you're going to attract people that think like that, okay? But that's not how you really think. And then what happens is then you get frustrated because you think because then you show a little side of who you really are, and these people are like, ooh, you're not, that's not you, and then you're gonna step back, and you're gonna step back into that fake you, okay? But if you actually just step up and be confident in who you are right now, and who, you know, Jenny is, like, who is Jenny? What do I stand for? What do I like to do? And if I just begin showing that part of me, doing that part of me, I'm going to attract people that are also like that. And then we can have this like beautiful safe zone of being ourselves, and we don't give a crap what other people's opinions are, because we're too busy smiling, laughing, and having fun, right? And so you guys, other people's opinions have nothing to do with you. Seriously. Because also, you guys, when you realize that other people's opinions are only a reflection of where they are at, you realize it has nothing to do with you. Their perception of you is based on where they are at in life, not where you are at, because they don't know all the story, right? They don't know all the story of why you are where you are, how you got there, what you went through, other than what you've chose to share with them, right? But they don't know the whole story. They don't know it. So how can they make a judgment on you that's going to affect you when they don't know the whole story? You know, that's how I look at it as. It's like, when people think that they know me because they follow me on social media, I'm like, that's cute, but you don't know, because that's what I chose to show you. That's what I chose to post on social media. You don't know about all the other shit going on around here. Okay? And I want you to remember that about yourself, and I want you to remember that about other people too. What they're choosing to show you on social media is not the whole story. Okay? So if you think so-and-so is having a grand old time in her quarantine and you are struggling, just know she's probably struggling too. She's just not telling you. She's just not showing you that part. Because we're all struggling. We all have our own issues, our own things going on in our household. And I just want you to remember, not everybody sees everything. And they don't know everything. So how can they base an opinion off of you or what you're doing off of half the story? And then how are you going to allow them to control your feelings about yourself because they have half opinion about you? Does that make sense? Like, do you guys follow that? Like, so if they only know half the story, but they're making an opinion about you, it's obviously skewed. So how are you going to let it affect you when their opinion is based off of something that they've created? Not you. You were just being you. Okay? So be you no matter what. Be authentic as well. Don't be afraid to like say when you're having a bad day or when you're having a good day as well. I actually feel more guilty right now saying I'm having good days, because it's like I feel like I shouldn't be, you know? Like I feel like a little guilty when I'm like, man, we had a good day. You know, we got groceries delivered. We got, we got Onward we watched last night for the first time. If you guys didn't see, Onward was released on Disney Plus, which was a super cute movie. I cried like 3 times. I was like, okay, this is a kid's movie. Why am I crying so much? But I did. It's a tearjerker, just so you guys know. But you guys, we've actually had some good days, and I feel guilty saying that sometimes. And then I'm like, wait, why would I feel guilty that we're having good days? Because that's the truth. And I'm afraid to put it out there because I'm afraid somebody else of their opinion. Their opinion is based off of whether they're having good days or not. So if they're having good days and you're having good days, they'll resonate with you, right? But if they're having a bad day and you're having a good day, oh, how dare that? How dare I? But you guys, it's all based on what kind of day they're having, on how they feel about you having a good day. So it doesn't matter, okay, is what I'm saying. It doesn't matter if you're having a good day, a bad day, but don't allow other people's opinions to affect it, okay? And don't be afraid to say, I'm having a good day, I'm having a bad day. Okay? Because I think sometimes we get so worried about what other people are going to think about us, what other people are going to say to us, what other people are going to do, or whatever. Or if they're going to talk behind our backs, or if they're going to say something, like, oh, I post, and then, these two are going to be behind my back talking. Freaking let them. Let them. Who cares? I just want you guys to do what makes you feel good right now. Okay? Regardless of other people. Regardless of other people's opinions or thoughts or whatever their little mouths can do over here, okay? Let them talk. You do you. You do what makes you feel good. You do you. And so I love that. And so when she's like saying like other people's opinions are none of your business. So when you're about to post something and you're like, oh, should I post this? Like, I don't know if people are going to like, who cares? Post it. Post it. Feel that fear. Post it. Boom. Go. Who cares? Okay? Because I know what you guys are feeling because I go through it too sometimes. Like there's times where I was like, oh, should I post like a smiling picture or should I post something like a little bit more like like serious. And I was like, why am I even carried about that? Like, I was like, I love the smiling picture. I'm smiling. I'm posting the smile. Like, you know, and maybe sometimes people actually need to see the smile. You guys, that's the thing too, is like, you're uplifting people when you're choosing joy instead of fear and negativity. Okay. So I would love for us all to be able to reach out to people. I would love for us to send so many positive vibrations out that we start affecting people that aren't even in this video. Okay. That's what I think of it as. And like, it's so cool how you can watch a ripple effect happen too, you know? So one person posted something positive, or like you guys, like, I don't know if you guys noticed, but like in our Instagram stories, we'll like, you'll like tag people for like Flex It Friday, you know? And then you see other people post it, and then you're like, oh my God, look at all these girls like flexing and smiling. And that's called ripple effect. That's called positive vibrations happening. You know, like when you throw a freaking stone in water and you see it go, and you sit there and you watch it and you're like, wow, look how big it got. Guys, that's the same thing happening right here. You're getting your positive mental attitude. You're getting, you know, maybe a workout in, or before or after, or maybe even just the motivation to get your workout in. Or maybe you're like, oh, maybe I should eat something kind of healthy tonight because, you know, we're working on our mindsets, and maybe I should work on my body too, you know? And then you're affecting the people in your household. And then maybe you posted a picture of it, and now somebody's like, what's that recipe? And now you're sharing the recipe, and that's positive vibrations moving in directions all around us, okay? Even those little things like that, they all ripple effect. Like if you guys have ever seen the Butterfly Effect, you guys, like old school, like early 2000s movie or something, but it's such a great movie of like showing you how one change, one thought, one thing different. Yes, Ashton Kutcher. Yeah, he was like, back when he was like not like so sleazy. But it's a great movie to kind of show you how, you know, one thing after another can affect so much in the long term. Even if it's the tiniest little change right now, a year from now or 10 years from now, it could literally pull you so far off course or on course, you know? And so it's really interesting. Just, you know, if you've never seen the Butterfly Effect, definitely watch it, because it will kind of put you into a little bit of perspective of like how quickly things can change in your favor or not. You know, the movie gets kind of crazy, but it's still really good, like life lesson. Okay, and then the first video I posted, or we listened to, I really liked, I think it kind of goes with it, of like controlling your attitude, controlling your reaction to things. No matter what's going on in the world, you guys, we can't control what's going on out there. I'll tell you that right now. We have absolutely no control on what the heck is going on out there. And there are some crazy things going on out there, right? Like every day I feel like I wake up and I'm like, oh, now we have to wear masks in public. Oh, now there can only be so many people into the grocery stores at one time. And you know what I mean? It's like every day I'm like, oh my God, okay, what's next? What's new? Oh, can I walk out of my house? Am I allowed to open my door? Like, you know, it's like every day is more restrictions, more restrictions. And that can be very frustrating when you're trying to keep your mind right, when you're trying to keep your headspace right, your household right. But you guys, we cannot control what's going on out there. All we can do is control what's happening right here. And sometimes that's even hard enough, okay? Like sometimes that's hard enough, keeping this thing right here in control of, you know, just focusing on what's going on in my head. But the more you focus on your mindset, the more you focus on your mindset. It's just the ripple effect. It's the same thing. Just like I've kind of said this like before with Warrior Hours. You guys, I can spiral in literally 12 seconds flat. I mean, it's probably impressive, like, but like in a bad way. Like my mind can literally, if I get a negative thought, I can play off that negative thought and play off that negative thought and play off of it and play off it until like literally I've created like the whole world exploding into my brain. And I'm like, oh my God, how did I just spiral that fast? How did I just create all of that in my head so fast? You know? And so, but I can do the same exact thing the other way. Oh, what if this happened? And then this would happen, and then this would happen, and then what if this would happen? And then cool, this would happen. You know, so if you want to play the what if game, my mom even just said this the other day. I don't know if my mom's on here today or not. I didn't get a chance to see. Bonnie, are you on here? Mama? No. Maybe not. Let me scroll. Oh, yes, she is. But she's got a picture, so she's here. But she was making fun of me for playing the what if game the other day. She's like, what if, Jenny? You know, I was like creating like crazy scenarios in my head, but she was like listening, so I was saying them out loud, you know, not just in my head, but I was like talking them out loud. And my mom's like, okay, Jen, that's enough of that what if game. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And then we would like talk a little bit more, and I like spiraled again into this like what if kind of situation. And she was like, Jenny, what if you could what if all day? I'm like, I know. Like, because I will, you guys, my brain can easily.
And I told her, well, what if it works out better? What if you get a better place? What if you move into a better house? What if it's better? You know, and she was like, oh. I said, we're always thinking that negative what if. I said, what if we start thinking in the what if it gets better positive mode? Maybe what if this virus brings our family closer together? What if it brings better opportunities? So let's play the what if it gets better.
Yeah. Exactly. And she had to remind me that, you guys, somebody, okay, so you guys, you know, you look up to me to come to these meetings, and here I am in a negative headspace. It happens that fast. It can happen that fast when we are not consciously aware of what we're thinking, you know? And I would say that I'm a pretty mentally strong person, you know, but I can still slip like that. And I know if I can slip like that, you guys can probably slip like that as well, unless we are consciously thinking or stopping ourselves from thinking, you know, in that way. Or if we have somebody to say, Jen, go, cut that out, you know. And sometimes you need a person that would just literally tell you to shut up, you know. Thank you, Mom. and sometimes I need that too, because I will continue to think and think and think and think, and then I've created all of these scenarios that haven't happened, but in my mind they've been created, and so I have anxiety about them now, you know. And what does that do for myself? What does that do for my family? What does that do for my household? And then Mike walks home from work, and I'm like, la, 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 and I have like word vomit of like all this negative stuff, and he's like, I'm just gonna go take a shower. He's like, I just walked in the house. And I'm like, okay, fine, don't talk to me about it. You know, and I like run off, you know, and like I'm all upset, but it's because I allowed all of that negativity in my head. I allowed it to fester and create and explore all of these possibilities of uncertainty. And you guys, our brain can work in that way, yes, but it can work in the same way for us rather than against us. Okay. I can also spiral on all the possibilities that could happen right now, because we actually have quite a few possibilities. It's kind of an interesting time. Things might change for me now. It might not be the original path we were going to take, but we have other options now that I'm like, well, if this happens, then maybe this can happen, and then maybe we could do this instead, and then maybe we'll just go do this. You know, I'm like, we have other options. We have other possibilities. Let's focus on those, you know? Or calm down about all the future stuff, you know? Chill on the future stuff. That's what I think about it. It's like, yeah, I could sit here and think of all the things that could go wrong, all the things that could go bad. Instead, what if I just went, who knows what's good or bad? Who knows what's going to happen? So let's just pull it back and be in the present. And that's where we can kind of take Tennille's idea from last week, if you guys were on here, where she was like, reground yourself. Look at the walls. Look at the floor. Pull something in. Imagine the colors. Pull in the lights. I'm looking around. I got tapestries and signs, and I pull myself back into today. And I say, okay, yes, this could happen. Yes, this could happen. But we don't know about either one of them. So let's just pull back into today and focus on today and what I'm doing right now. Because right now I'm sitting here doing nothing other than spiraling in my head. So maybe I need to get up, put some music on, do some dishes, vacuum, or hang out with Derek, play, go outside. I always like music, you guys. Sometimes music gets me out of my own thoughts. I don't know about you guys, but like sometimes when I am doing the dishes, but if it's silent, in the household, like my brain will just start to. I'm a major thinker. I'm like an overthinker. I don't know if any of you guys are Virgos out there, but like it's like the death of us. Like our brains barely ever shut off, I swear. But if I can find uplifting music, or even I will listen to audiobooks, something that positively motivates me. And so that way it just keeps my brain functioning and focusing on something else. Because sometimes the silence can just kill my brain, and maybe you're not like that, maybe you are, but I'm just letting you guys know how I am, and maybe it can help you, or maybe you can recognize it in somebody. Maybe it's not you specifically, but what if you saw somebody that maybe was struggling? You're like, oh, that's what Jenny was talking about. That looks familiar. And you could be like, hey, I can actually help you maybe, or here's a little video, or have you put any music on today? You can send out little suggestions or a little love or something like that. So control your attitude, you guys. Control your headspace, even if it's hard. Because I think about it as like, what else do I have to do right now? Yeah, I mean, I can do the dishes, I can keep my house clean, I could work out, but keeping my head in the right space is the hardest work that I have to do every single day. That's the hardest thing I have to do every day, is keep my head in the right mentality. And I have to do kind of like a self check-in several times a day. How are you feeling today? How are you doing? Let's journal. Let's listen to something. And I'm going to have to put twice as much effort now than I was before. Okay, so what I was doing then, maybe a month or two ago, when like things were good and we were about to go on vacation, and I was like, yeah, woohoo, it's good. Obviously I was happy. Obviously my motivation was rolling. But right now, it's going to be twice as hard, because maybe you're not working. Maybe you're not bringing in as much money. Maybe your anxiety is going crazy because of people out in the community. It's going to take twice as much effort right now to keep yourself in the right headspace. Okay, that's why I did warrior hours. Because I was like, we need this. Like, we need dedicated time to our headspace. And because I know in the beginning, like, so before we created warrior hour, we used to do meetups and we just work out, right? Like we were just like, hey, let's just work out. And that was like super fun. And we kind of even started doing that in the beginning of warrior hour. But then there was a moment where I was like, we need mental help. Like, I know like you guys can all work out, or the physical help can be worked out alone, I feel like, but that mental space needs to be taken care of here. So I was like, we got to start doing personal development. We got to start doing some growth. We got to start working on our headspace, because I know if I can keep your headspace in the right, place, then the workouts are going to happen. The healthy eating will happen. The sleeping better will happen. But it all starts here first, you guys. Like, this is the place that you need to focus on the most. Because once you're here mentally, the rest will fall into place. Because once you're here and you're dedicated to your mind, you're going to press play on your workout. but it literally starts in your head first. Okay, so remember that. Like, if you're not wanting to work out, this is simple. If you're not wanting to work out, that's not physically, that's mentally. You guys recognize that, right? Like, if you're saying, oh, I don't want to work out, that's because, like, physically you're capable, right? Like, you can still move your arms, like, physically you're capable of working out. Mentally, you don't want to. But that's all about our headspace. So if you're wanting to work out, you need to get your head right. That's where it counts the most. And so that's where I was like, we got to start working on headspace here, because then I know you're going to be pressing play later on or before or whatever. Okay. Sorry, door slamming. But yeah, so did anybody else have anything else from like those 2 little videos that they wanted to share or talk about, or maybe that I didn't touch on?
I liked the quote, don't put a period where God put a comma. I thought that was cool.
I saw that too. I thought that was good. So tell me a little bit, how do you feel about that? Like, what would you, how would you relate that to your life right now?
I think like we're all still evolving. So like wherever you're at right now, like don't just settle and be like, all right, this is my life, period. Like God has more for us. So we're, you're changing, pause, but keep going. There's more for you.
Absolutely. I agree with that. And it's so kind of funny how simple that is too. Like, but how much of a difference that can make you like mentally flip, because we do feel like a lot of times when we're in this moment, it's going to be forever. I actually asked Mike last night, I go, gosh, I was like, what if this is like our new way of living? Like, what if we do have to spend the rest of our time going to the grocery store with masks on? What if we do have to continue canceling all of these events? Like, I was just like, man, like, what if this is our new life, And I kind of put like a period. That was kind of like a period of like, instead of placing a comma, I placed a period of like, because of how today is, I felt like, what if this is how the rest of our life is going to be, instead of being like, this is a time period. This is just a chapter, this is just a chapter in the book. And there's more chapters, there's more commas, and everything eventually will change, we will be doing something different. And so, yeah, like, it's like, with the comma or period, it's like, know that change will still come. And who knows what kind of change we're going to get, but don't place a period on it, and stop today and be like, oh, this is just how life is forever now, because it's going to change again. And so there's always kind of like that ... or a comma or something that we're going to keep traveling forward. We're going to keep changing. So don't put the car in park, is really, don't put a period at it. Don't put the car in park because you're going to get ran over, right? We learned that the other day. The moment you stop driving, you're going to get ran over. So keep cruising. Put that comma there. Know that we have more life to live. Know that there's more out there. And we're gonna fight through it, you guys. It's just crazy to think, all that's going on. It's hard to not fester it, right? But I think sometimes too, when we can just come here and express that, saying, hey, I'm having a hard time getting it out of my mind, having a hard time, focusing on the things I'm supposed to focus on. And that's where we can come here and pour ourselves into personal development, pour ourselves into this specific time, and I really like that. I liked that one. Did anybody else have anything else before we, sorry, I just realized it's 9:04 already. Jeez. I'm gonna have to do like Warrior 2 hour. I'm just kidding. But I tend to like talk or like it goes by so fast. But did anybody else have any other quotes or anything like that that they heard or saw or
I heard them say something about like step up into what you were born to do, or you were born to do what you do
Yes.
in the first video.
I love that too. I agree. And like I
We're all
think
born with a purpose.
yes. And that's why I think we're here too, you know? Like we all kind of secretly know that. Like if you've ever like looked into your soul right now and know that you were born to do something. Maybe you don't know what it is yet specifically, but there's something in your heart that says, I'm here for a reason. I'm here for purpose. I have a gift. I'm not 100% sure what I'm using it for, or I'm in the process of using it. And I think I love that, Alicia. Thank you so much for like pointing that out, because I think that's so true, you guys. Like we are all here for a reason. We all have purpose, and we just need to choose to live in it. And that's also, you guys, where it comes back into of like, who cares what other people think? You know, what if I cared what other people thought about me and I never created this? You know, or I never, like, you guys think like the entire Warrior Women team wouldn't exist unless I believed that what I was doing was correct. And we have almost 500 girls in our challenge group. You know, 500 girls that would not exist, that would never know each other, that would have never been connected. And then I think of it as like, okay, if we got 500 girls in our group, then that's at least 2 to 3 people that they see throughout their lives. So now we've already grown to 1,500 people being affected by the ripple effect of us, all because we chose to believe in ourselves, or believe in this team, or
Pick a
believe.
person.
Yes. Wait, who said that? What happened?
So pick a person. So one thing that me and like my sister and my mom have been doing is like we have our reach out person. If we feel like we're going to downward spiral or we're feeling uncomfortable in our own thoughts, we pick a person. That's our go-to person. And then we have a backup person just in case if that person isn't able to answer for whatever reason. So it's like yesterday I found out that my new normal after this isn't going to be the same. I won't have the same job that I'm going back to. HR called us and told us they're not going to be opening back up. So for me, it was like, that was my period, and I stopped and I was like, okay, I need somebody to pull me out of that stopping point so I can roll through this problem. So it was like, I called my sister and she was my go-to person and she talked me down off of that. Okay, I'm spiraling out of control. How do I get myself back together? So find a person, pick your person.
I love that. I love that. Absolutely. Yeah. And maybe even like confide in a person, be like, all right, I got you, you got me. Like, we are in this together. If I'm spiraling or you're spiraling, I'm trusting that you're going to pull me out, and you're trusting that I'm going to pull you out. Because a lot of times, guys, we don't realize we're spiraling sometimes on ourselves. You know what I mean? That's the thing about me, is sometimes I don't realize I'm getting a little crazy until Mike tells me. And then I have to take a step back and I go, ooh, you're right. I got about 16 projects around the house. I'll look around and I'll be like, the dishes are like half done, laundry's half folded. That's when you kind of know that I'm starting to get a little crazy, is when I just start walking from like room to room, half-ass doing things here and there, because my mind is just going. And sometimes I need that person to be like, yo, Jen, you're getting a little crazy. And he kind of pulls me out of it. And so sometimes you need, so definitely like declare those people for you. Especially in time of need, or ask them, say, hey, can I reach out to you? I'm fine right now, or I'm good right now, but if we have trouble, or if I have trouble, can you be my person? And I'm same for you. If you need me, I'm there for you, you know? And don't be afraid to ask for help, right? That's what we learned yesterday, you guys. Don't be afraid to ask people to be there for you. Just like what, you know, Kristen was saying, is like, find your person. But I know a lot of you guys are sitting there going, ooh, I don't want to ask her. Oh, I don't want to ask her. I don't want to put any pressure on her. Who could I ask? You know, I'm sure that's like, because that was like one of the thoughts that went through my head. I was like, okay, I'm going to have to find somebody that won't judge me. Was my first thought, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, who's going to not judge me if I'm getting a little crazy? And then tomorrow I'm fine. So then they'll know that I'm fine tomorrow, and they won't judge me based off what I said today. You know, that can be kind of tricky. So find your person, find a person that you feel comfortable with, that you would tell the truth to. Okay? You don't want to find a person that you're going to give them half the truth because you're afraid that they're going to judge you, right? Just so you guys know, I will be anybody's person. I will not judge anybody. You can get all kinds of crazy on me, and then tomorrow I'll be perfectly fine, and I'll be like, yeah, girl, we're back in. Like, I'm not going to judge you because I'm super crazy. Okay. Like and I feel like that is what sometimes we need, is like not somebody to judge us and be like, oh, poor you. You know, I don't ever want to do that. And I don't want somebody to do that to me either. And so if you need a person, I will be your person. If you need somebody to vent to or come to or confide in, I will be your person, even if it's one day of crazy and tomorrow you're fine. That's totally understandable. Because I might do it back to you. But find your person. Find a person, somebody. Maybe it's a mom, maybe it's a sister, a friend, maybe it's somebody completely disconnected from your life right now. You know, maybe it's somebody that you're not gonna see, or that is completely in a different headspace or something like that, because you're like, I just need your energy with me, because I'm not there. Maybe I need that, you know. But make sure it's somebody that you're going to be very truthful with. And that if you really are struggling, you're really going to reach out to them and let them know, hey, I just talked on Warrior Hour, and we were talking about having a person to be able to confide in if I need an emergency person. Will you be that person? Okay. Make sure you actually talk to them about it, because you don't want to just like pick somebody and they don't know about it, and 2 days down the road you start like messaging them and griping to them, and they're gonna be like, okay, and you're like, oh, by the way, I picked you as my person, I didn't tell you. Don't do that. Okay. Make sure it's somebody that you've agreed upon and they have agreed upon to be there for you as well. Okay. And it can change, or maybe you have different people, maybe you have multiple people, you know, a backup person, or maybe somebody that you go to if you're having family issues, because you know they have a family as well. Or maybe you have somebody that maybe you have depression, and so you know somebody else that has depression, and maybe you guys can help each other, and so you can bond with that. But you have this person for your family, you have this person for you know what I mean? You can have different people as well for different aspects of your life. Maybe it's not a one-all cover-all kind of, I don't know what I was trying to say there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe it's not a one person for all. Maybe you have different people for different situations in your life. That's totally fine too. That'd be like, some people have family therapists and some people have relationship therapists. They go to different people maybe. It's totally fine. And everything's fair game right now, you guys. That's how I feel too. It's like nothing's taboo. Whatever you think you can or cannot have is a lie. Okay? All bets are off is how I feel like during this time. Like, literally whatever you need goes. Like, let's just find a way for you to find what you need. Okay? So if you need other help, or if you need to find a person, or you're struggling to find a person, message me. I'll help you find a person, or I will be your person if you need it. I'm happy to do that as well. But yeah, I think that was some pretty good stuff today. I feel really good about that. It's 9:13 though, so I'm gonna let you guys go so you guys can have a great Saturday and take this energy on with you. Don't forget, this weekend I want you to try and find somebody that you could help. Little, small, big, whatever. Find a way to reach out to somebody, help somebody, and then also find a person that you can confide in. So you're going to find 2 people this weekend. Okay, you're going to find one person to help, and you're going to find one person to confide in if you need to. Okay, it doesn't mean you need them right now, but you're setting it up just in case you do. Okay, and I want you to feel the fear and do it anyway, because there might be a moment where you feel fearful to reach out to somebody that's struggling, because you might feel like, ooh, am I stepping on their toes? Do it anyway. Or if you feel fearful of asking somebody to be your person, that can be kind of scary. Do it anyway. Okay? Do it anyway. Feel that fear, acknowledge it, say, ooh, I'm kind of got little butterflies about messaging her, but I want you to do it anyway. Don't close the phone, don't put down the message her and say you're thinking about her. It doesn't have to be something crazy, you guys. It just has to say like, hey, I'm just thinking about you. I saw that you were struggling. I just want you to know I'm going through some of the same things that you were talking about, and I just want you to know you're not alone. I just want you to know that, you know. Or maybe even just send them like a little like emoji with a little bit of text. You know what I mean? Like, it does not have to be, don't overthink it. I don't know if about you guys, but I'm an overthinker all the time. I over question, I overthink all stuff all the time, and I just have to tell myself, stop that, do it, press send, be done, and move on. Okay. Oh, Alicia Armstrong, I saw the dark in your thing, and I was like, how is it nighttime? I literally thought it was nighttime in yours, and like I don't know why, but I just realized that you're in your basement. Sorry. For a second, I was like, wait a minute, it's totally daytime here. Never mind. That means that this meeting is officially done. When Jenny's seeing stars, we're gonna be done. All right, guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope you have a fantastic Saturday. I will see you guys tomorrow at 8 a.m. We will do another Warrior Hour. Okay? All right. Love you guys. Have a good day. Bye.